Hey guys, and welcome to this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be trying the new Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer, and I have the shade Fair. I also purchased the new Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Bronzing Brush. I'm going to compare everything to the new Chanel Cream Bronzer, the new shade that was released with this year's Le Beige Summer Makeup Collection. I'm also going to compare it to the oversized Kabuki brush from Chanel because I know that a lot of you are interested. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're new here and you love luxury beauty, please be sure to subscribe. I would love to have you here. I love talking about luxury beauty and we have the best beauty community here. If you're returning, welcome back, dear friends. I know that so many of you asked me to compare the new Charlotte Tilbury bronzer to the Chanel bronzer. This is the first time that I'm going to be using the product, so I'm going to update you in one of my next videos. But now I'm going to, as I'm talking, I'm actually going to show you some close-ups of the product in natural light. I ordered from Charlotte Tilbury's website, but for some reason, you know, in Europe, deliveries are usually in delays. So I was supposed to receive my products on Monday. That's why I decided, okay, I'm not going to wait until Monday because I know that a lot of you guys have been curious to see and to hear my thoughts and to see how this new bronzer compares to the Chanel bronzer. So I decided, okay, I'm going to just drive to the delivery company, get the products myself. I had the chance to actually get one of my favorite coffees. I love to have flat white. I just don't like to have it in this kind of cardboard cup. I usually like to enjoy coffee, and in Europe, I believe it's not very common to drink coffee in this kind of cups. Usually we like to take our time when we have coffee and have it in a porcelain glass sit. But this time I had it to go and like it felt so American. It felt like I was back in the US. I know that you guys in the US love to have coffee just on the go because you're always in a rush. Let me know what's your favorite morning drink. Okay, and now you're probably seeing the two bronzers, the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer and the Chanel bronzer. The shade is definitely not the same. So the shade from the Chanel bronzer that I have is 392 Soleil Tan Medium Bronze, and this is the medium shade. And then from Charlotte Tilbury, I decided to choose the shade Fair. I think that the shade Fair is going to match my skin tone quite well. So the new Charlotte Tilbury bronzers are supposed to have some skincare ingredients, and they are infused with hyaluronic acid and vitamin D. This new Charlotte Tilbury bronzer can be used on the face and on the body. The packaging is absolutely gorgeous, stunning. It feels nice, it feels very luxurious, and it feels quite weighty. So let me go ahead and see actually how much product you get with the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. I really like this big packaging. I just want to show you a side by side the Chanel bronzer so you can see them here. I like both packagings. Now the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer has a big mirror inside, which I think is very comfortable. It just adds to the luxurious experience, but the whole compact, it feels quite luxurious, it feels weighty. I love the packaging. This is what we have on the back, and let me go ahead and see actually how much product you get. From Charlotte Tilbury, you get 21 grams of product, which is 0.74 ounces. And then Chanel's is 30 grams of product, 1 ounce. So the Chanel bronzer is definitely much bigger. You're getting a lot more product with the Chanel bronzer, but I think that I'm not really sure if you can use up the whole product because this is still a cream bronzer, so it's not going to be as long lasting as powder bronzers, so they tend to dry. Another thing about the packaging, you can see that the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, I just open it, and I suppose that it might dry out a little bit quicker compared to Chanel, because what I love about Chanel's bronzer packaging is that you actually have a protective lid here, and if you keep the lid, the product is going to be fresh for much longer. So it all depends. And this is the box of the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. I want to show you also a close-up of the ingredients, and pause the video if you need to see the ingredients of the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. Next, moving on to the brush, I want to quickly show you the brush before I start using the product. So the brush comes actually in this very cute small box, and I was a little surprised when I first saw it. So this is the brush, and this is the new Chanel oversized Kabuki brush. So I'm just gonna move here so that you can see how the two brushes compare. So the Charlotte Tilbury one is definitely a little bit smaller than Chanel. They both feel very soft. I believe that in terms of softness and in terms of density, they feel in the exact same way. Let me go ahead and see. Yes, the softness is exactly the same. So they feel in the exact same way on my face. It's just that the Chanel is a little bit bigger compared to Charlotte Tilbury. So since I just got the brush, I didn't have time to wash it, and I always wash my brushes before using them. That's why still I want to try it. I want to test it today. And I'm going to share with you one tip that I have in case you forget to wash your brushes, or if you have sensitive skin. I like to wash my brushes very often. However, when you wash them with soap and water, when you wash them properly, it usually takes a lot of time. It takes basically like a whole night for them to dry, and I want to use it immediately. That's why I like to get a little bit of Bioderma. This cotton here is soaked with Bioderma, and I just wiped before we start. I just wiped the brush very well with this cotton, and then I rubbed the brush a little bit in a towel. So this is a very quick way to kind of clean a little bit your brushes, to refresh them in between actual washing, because Bioderma, you can use it, it's safe to use it on the eyes, so that's why it's very safe to kind of try and disinfect a little bit your brushes. So that's what I did, because I still want to try it, and I never use brushes if they're not completely clean because of the sensitivity of my skin. Okay, so now when I start touching the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, it definitely feels thicker compared to the Chanel bronzer. It definitely feels much thicker, like significantly. I can feel the difference. When I touch the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, it definitely feels, the texture feels thicker compared to the Chanel bronzer. The Chanel bronzer feels a little bit more, it definitely feels that the consistency is thinner. It definitely is. Okay, you can see here probably on my fingers how on my middle finger I have the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, and it's somehow piled on my middle finger, whereas the Chanel bronzer, it's more smooth. So probably the Chanel bronzer is definitely thinner in terms of consistency. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and use the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer for the first time, and let me go ahead and try this. So I'm probably going to use, I know that a lot of you are interested in comparison, and that's why I'm probably going to use the Charlotte Tilbury on this side, and then on that side I'm going to use Chanel's bronzer. So the brush is very soft, and normally I would use one of my Refra brushes to use this cream bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury, but I can say that this brush actually picks up the product very easily. You can see how much product I pick by swirling the brush. And excuse my nails, I know that I need to do my nails. Oops, I got too much product. Okay guys, I got carried away, so I'm going to have to blend this. It blends very effortlessly. Now, this is completely my fault. I should have tapped the product on the back of my hand, especially because I'm quite fair. And this brush is actually, it's fluffy, and I would say it's comfortable to use it all over the face, but normally I would use something more like this, more like a little bit more precise. This is from Refra. To apply my bronzer, I usually prefer something a little bit more precise, but anyways, let's just keep blending. I absolutely love the blendability of this bronzer. I think that it's so gorgeous, it's so pretty. I think that it matches my skin tone very, very well. Now, my skin tone right now is much darker than it usually is. There are 4 shades available from this bronzer, and I think that they're going to be suitable for all skin tones. This one is definitely very suitable for my skin tone. I find that it works really nice. Now let's go ahead and try Chanel on this side, just to see, so that you can see how it compares. Just going to take some on my hand. Now, both Chanel and Charlotte Tilbury blend incredibly effortlessly. So in terms of blendability and the way they melt into the skin, I feel like they are the same. Okay guys, so this is Chanel and this is Charlotte Tilbury. Okay, now overall I have to say that both bronzers, Charlotte Tilbury and Chanel, perform beautifully on my skin. They melt into my skin. Keep in mind that I don't even have a lot of foundation, like I have 1/3 of a pump foundation. So just here and there to a little bit to even out my skin tone, and I have plenty of SPF under because I was outside. And I find that if these bronzers work on top of SPF and that amount of SPF that I put on my skin, I have very sensitive skin, so that's why I'm religious with my SPF. So if these bronzers work so well and they look so beautiful on top of that amount of SPF, I think that you're not going to have problems blending them in on top of foundation, or you can use them alone. I think that both bronzers are brilliant. So while I'm talking, I'm just going to go ahead and apply my favorite highlighter from Charlotte Tilbury. This is from the new Quick and Easy makeup kits. It's in Chic Glow. I absolutely love this one. We're using cream products only today, so let me go ahead and just apply a little bit of highlighter here. I don't think that I'm even going to apply blush. I think I might just keep it like this, because sometimes when I like my bronzers, I like sometimes to just use the bronzer instead of a blush. It's just a very easy look, I believe. And I'm going to change my lipstick. I was wearing one of my favorite Guerlain lip balms. This is one of the tinted lip balms, and it's in Fuchsia Glow. I absolutely love this color from Guerlain, and now I'm going to change and I'm going to use one of my favorite lipsticks for the summer. Okay, so there we have the lipstick. It's one of my favorite Dior lipsticks, and I just wanted to show you one last time because I want to apply also a little bit of powder on my face, but I wanted to show you one last time. So this is the Chanel side. I don't have anything apart from sunscreen, a little bit of foundation, and then the bronzers, and I applied, as you saw, a little bit of highlight. But then this is the Chanel side, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury side. Now, once again, I have to say this brush is really, really beautiful if you want to just apply them product all over your face, like give yourself an all over healthy glow, or just apply it to the décolleté, to the neck, or to the body. I believe that this brush, I'm mainly going to be using it for my neck, décolleté, not really for the face. For the face, it's my personal preference to use something a little bit smaller so that I can really control where I am applying the bronzer and where not, because you can see probably on this side that the bronzer is just all over. I'm bronzed all over this side of my face, and this is not really my preference. I absolutely love the brush, so I have to say that the brush, in terms of quality, in terms of feel, it is exactly the same as the oversized kabuki brush from Chanel. So these feel the same, they feel in the exact same way in terms of softness, in terms of density, in terms of the way they feel on the skin is just the same. They're so soft, so gentle, so nice. I absolutely love the brushes, and I have to say that I love also the two bronzers. So let me go ahead and grab them. So this side is Chanel, once again, this side Charlotte Tilbury. I think that the two bronzers, when I swatch them and when I touch them, there is some difference. I explained in the beginning of the video what is the difference, what is the feel of the bronzers when I touch them with my fingers. But once I start blending them into my face, the blendability is exactly the same. So I would say go for the brand that you prefer and go for the color that you prefer, because you can clearly see that the colors of the bronzers are different. They are very different. So the Chanel bronzer is much has this kind of a reddish undertone, whereas the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer is definitely more like brown color. And now I just want to apply a little bit of my oversized Chanel Healthy Glow powder just here on the cheeks. I think that the two sides are not different. I cannot tell which bronzer looks better on me. I think that both Chanel and Charlotte Tilbury look very nice on me, because probably because I have neutral undertone. Okay, and now you can probably see that my neck and décolleté are a little bit paler right now, but I'm gonna spend the day inside. I'm not going out, so that's why I'm not going to apply any makeup here, because overall I try to not apply a lot of makeup unless I'm going out, unless I have to. I'm going to edit the video for you guys. I wanted to show you one more swatch here. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer. This is Chanel. And this one here is a bronzer from the Glowgasm palette that was released a while ago from Charlotte Tilbury. It is exactly the same. Okay, so this is this color here. I just wanted to show you this color because I believe that it's the exact same color as the cream bronzer in Fair. So if you already have this one, you're going to know that the shade Fair is going to match your skin tone quite well, because they are basically, I just went out on the terrace to look at them closely, to have a closer look at them, and they are very, very similar. Not exactly like identical, but they are very similar. So if you like this, Nudegasm face palette from Charlotte Tilbury. I said Glowgasm, no, it's the Nudegasm face palette from Charlotte Tilbury. This bronzer here is almost the same as the Fair bronzer, the Fair cream bronzer. And I would like to apologize because I'm not going to be wearing eye makeup today, but I'm just going to sit at home, edit the video for you guys. And if you're new here, you probably don't know, but if you've been following me for a while, you know that I have very, very sensitive eyes. So every time when I can take advantage and not use makeup on my eyes, I take that advantage. And especially now in the summer season, spring, summer season, when the weather is more hot, I always take advantage, and I don't like to wear a lot of makeup on my eyes, and I like to give my eyes a little break. So apologies for that, apologies for me not wearing eye makeup today. But even when I go out, I often like to wear just lipstick. I like to wear a little bit of bronzer and just more minimal makeup. For the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer and the new brush, I can say with confidence 10 out of 10, because I don't find any flaws of this release. Probably the only recommendation that I could have for the brush is to have a little case like the Chanel oversized kabuki brush, because the Chanel kabuki brush comes with a little case, with a little velvet case that you can just put it if you're traveling. But, well, it all depends. It's not something that's really necessary. In terms of quality, I absolutely love it. 10 out of 10 in terms of quality, and I'm someone with very sensitive skin. About the bronzer, you know guys that I like to be completely honest with you. I love the packaging, I love the performance of the bronzer, I love the color, I love the blendability of the bronzer, the whole packaging. It just makes me feel happy. And it feels weighty, it feels luxurious. I absolutely love it. So way to go, Charlotte. 10 out of 10 for the bronzer. That's my opinion. And once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.